So this is the anthropometric data in the Excel sheet, right? So this cluster is nothing but the school number. So there were 10 schools, so we have numbered them 1 to 10. Then we have the date of the survey. It is the date on which these children were examined. We have the date of birth. Then we have age in years and age in months. Now this is not, even if this is not there, it is okay because the software can calculate it using these two dates. Then we have sex, height and weight. Okay, so this data you are storing in your Excel sheet. So you require just the date of the examination, date of the birth, the height, weight and sex. So you store it. Then what you have to do is actually you have to download the software. So this software is there are two softwares, one for children who are aged 0 to 5 and another one for 5 to 19. So they are more or less similar. What I am going to demonstrate is for the 5 to 19 years age group, right? So they said the school going age group and the adolescents who are covered. The same thing, the same principles apply for the under 5s also. So what you do is you go to AnthroPlus, right? AnthroPlus.net. So this is the WHO website. So you just have to go to the WHO reference data for 2015-19. And there it talks about these application tools, WHO AnthroPlus software, and you have to read the user license agreement. First, you have to download this .NET framework, and then you have to download the AnthroPlus software. Plus, there is a AnthroPlus manual also, which is very long one, and you can use it to understand the software. So similarly, you can do it for the Anthro software, which is for 0 to 5 years age group. Now here they also are talking about indicators. So if you click on the indicators, you will see that they are talking about BMI. So you will get BMI for age. If you click on BMI for age, you will see the cutoffs. So they say that if in this particular, because they are going to use WHO growth standards, overweight, if the Z value is more than plus 1 SD, obesity more than 2 SD, thinness less than minus 2 SD, and severe thinness less than minus 3 SD. And this is equivalent then to the values which are considered for adults. So we will go to the, so you have to just download the software. Now I have already downloaded the software. So Ajit, till now I think you will be able to do, right? Go on the website and then install, right, Ajit?
Yes, ma'am, we are doing. Yes.
Yeah. So now after you have downloaded, we have already downloaded the software. It's a very easy step. So I am going to go directly to the software. So let me just delete this now. So on my desktop itself, so this is a WHO Anthro software, and parallelly this is the WHO AnthroPlus software. So all I have to do is now open this software. Now there are three options in this software. One is anthropometric calculator. That is for each individual you put the value and you get the output. Individual assessment. If you have a data set, you have to stick to nutritional survey, right? So you click on the nutritional survey. So once you click on the nutritional survey, there are different options here. So you go to nutritional survey and you say import file. Now before that, one step I forgot. Yeah. So now if I try and open, you will see that there is no Excel sheet which is seen here. So before you really start working with the data in the software, there is one important step you need to do. So this is the software. This is the Excel sheet in which the data is stored. This is named as DOB2. So what I have to do first is I have to go on the file and save this Excel sheet in the same folder, but I have to go in the option save as type. and I have to save this as tax tab delimited. Okay, and then I save it with the same name. So now I'm going to save a new file dob2 in the format text tab delimited. So I save it. Now this already exists, so I just replace it. You will get a pop-up saying that some features might be lost. You say, okay, you are okay with it. So Ajit, till here you are with me?
Yes, ma'am.
So just jot down what the steps are. Okay, you will be able to do it. Comparatively, it's quite easy. Now what you have to do is when you want to open that file in this software, you should first close your Excel sheet. Otherwise, it will not open, right? So I'll show you what happens if you keep it open. So because this mistake is commonly done. So if I keep this open, what happens? Now I want to import the file. So I say, okay, so my dob2 file I want to import. So it's coming up. I don't know how, but okay, let us see. Then what happens? Now I have to put in these options. So the option is survey date. So DOS was my survey date. Then I have, if I have an ID, I will put in the ID. Then if I have the sex is there, the date of birth is there, then weight and height. So these are the variables which you have to put. If you have age in months, you can put age in months, but this will be more accurate because you have right up to the days. So date of survey and date of birth. These two, if you put, you will get everything automatically. So you just have to say okay. So your survey is imported, right? So now because I think I opened this software first and then opened the Excel sheet, it opened. But if you keep your Excel sheet open and try to import, you will not be able to import the file. So first you have to close your Excel sheet. Remember that important step. So what now happens is in this software, you get all your data which is imported, plus you will see that you have your height for age and BMI for age values, the Z values which have all been transferred and which have been calculated for all these 4,000 children. Are you able to see it, Anjana?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are getting all these values here. Now there will be some errors which could be there in your data entry. So this flag, this option of flag, no, you have to just screen it. So you see this some words BAZ, HAZ cropping up in some places. So these are all, there are some errors. So before moving ahead with anything, I would advise you that you copy this entire Excel sheet. Okay. So you copy this entire Excel sheet and then you go to a new Excel sheet and you paste it there. Then you go to your filter and go to the flag and you just deselect blanks. So all this BAZ, HAZ, everything, these are flags. Now you will see that for many of them, there are no values for either height, weight. So the Z values have not been calculated. And wherever otherwise they are calculated, there are absurd Z values, which are not realistic. So all those values have been flagged. So the next step for you, Ajit, is actually to go back and see whether there are errors, any errors
Okay,
in the height and weight which have been filled, and if you have missed any data for the missing values.
okay, ma'am. Yes.
If you find that there are no errors, right, the next step I would suggest, if you find that, okay, there is no discrepancy, these are genuine errors, and now you can't do anything about it, then I would suggest you just go and you delete the errors which are there, right? So there are
Okay.
quite a few errors. So let me just delete it. And I would advise, of course, Ajit,
Yes,
to
ma'am.
check the data. So
Okay,
you
ma'am.
new data set. Now again, you can just edit because now you're going to create a new data set and import a data set without any errors. So you can, if you want, you can just delete the unnecessary columns and make a fresh Excel sheet. So make a fresh Excel sheet and save it. Now I have already done that and I have named it as DOB3. So this DOB3, I have added an ID, I have added a survey date, there is cluster, there is sex, there is date of birth, there is this age in months, which is not necessarily needed here, and there is weight in kg and height in centimeter. So this is the error-free Excel sheet which I'm going to save. Now again, this, what do I have to do if I have to import it? Can anyone tell me what do I have to do if I want to import this in the AnthroPlus?
We need to save it as
Yes,
text
so I will
in
go, yes,
Text up.
yes, so I will go and I will save this here as text tab delimited. So again, this already I have saved. So again, it might pop up. So it's there, but let me save it. Okay. So till now we have this new DOB3 where all the values which were flagged have been deleted. So I have a clean sheet and I'm going to now again close this. I'll show you what happens if I don't close this. Anyways, it's open. So you're not sure, but that step you have to take. Now, what all you have to do is, okay, this old sheet is there. We don't need to interfere with it. We just say now, let me import my new file. So do you want to make save the changes? No, because I want now my new sheet. So this new sheet is DOB3. So I am going to import the new sheet. Now here again, I have to tell that in this new sheet, this is the survey date, cluster, ID, sex, the date of birth, weight, and height. So I'm getting my values here. I say, okay. So now I'm getting the entire sheet again, and I'm getting all the Z values for height for age and for BMI for age, and there is nothing flagged because I have taken error-free values. You are with me till here?
Yes, ma'am.
So now what you can do is, now supposing you want to find out the prevalence of these different categories of malnutrition. On the top here you have the different options. Okay, you can read out what the options are. All you have to do is and go on this standard report with confidence interval. So you just have to click on this. And then you will say here no. If you are asked, do you want to perform cluster analysis? You say no. And you go to your sheet DOB3. Just a minute. Because I already have the yes, Anjana.
मैम
You have a-
इसमें वेट फॉर एज और वेट फॉर हाइट क्यों नहीं दिखा रहा है?
हाँ, ये ना ये 5 to 19 years जो है उसमें सिर्फ 2 ही है वेरिएबल्स. ठीक, 3 है इनफैक्ट वेट, बट वेट भी नहीं देता है ये. इट इज जस्ट हाइट फॉर एज एंड BMI फॉर एज. But if you go for the Anthro software, you will get all those options. If possible, I'll just open and show it when we finish with AnthroPlus. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So you have now you have to just store it as a standard output. So you say save. So this works, and in the background you will see that there will be a output which is given, right? So let me just yeah. So now this one, here you will have all your outcomes directly, but this is in percentages. So this will say this is nutritional standard survey analysis with the confidence interval. So first is weight for age, which I will not go through. So let me look at height for age. So height for age, this will be of importance to us, this much part. So what does this tell us? That these are different age groups. So this is 5 to 19. All the children, what is the prevalence of children who have a height for age less than -3 SD, -2 SD? So you have the prevalence in different age group as well as in the 5 to 19 years age group. So the prevalence overall is 13.4, And in different age groups, you can see what the prevalence is. So this is the part you can multiply these percentages with the numbers and get your numbers, and you can have your table ready. So this much part, in fact, this much part is going to tell you the prevalence overall as well as in different age groups. And for this particular age group, another point of interest is this BMI for age. So again, you will see that for this age group, you have everything from thinness, very thinness, overweight to obesity, the prevalence with the 95% confidence intervals which you are getting. So Ajit, till here it is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so this is where you will get. Again, if you go down, scroll down, you will see that you have it separately for males. So you have your height for age for males here, and you have the BMI for males, then you have the height for age for females, and in the end you have BMI for age for females. So this by the gender also, and then below you will get by cluster. Like if you have cluster, now if you want to find out the prevalence by different schools, for all these 10 schools, the number of children who were examined and the prevalence of weight for age, and then sorry, it's there for weight for age, but this is not to be taken for this age group. The length for age and BMI for age, all these values are there for all the different 10 schools, and all of it, how to interpret, etc., is there in the at the end of the sheet. So I think this much is clear, Anjana.
यस मैम। मैम वो ये टेबल कैसे मिला और एक बार आप रिपीट कर सकते हैं क्या?
हाँ हाँ, देखो अभी क्या करना है, you first go on this much you have understood, no? You have to import the sheet.
Yes, ma'am.
Now once you import the sheet, at the top, no, under the new survey there are different options. So the right hand side, the second last option, if you click here, it says, you just bring your cursor here, it will say this is a standard output. Another option is if you go to current survey and you say standard report with this confidence intervals Excel. Okay, if you click on that, you get a pop-up which says, do you want to perform cluster analysis? You say no. Then it asks us to save the output. So you name the file, right? And you say save. As soon as you do that, you get your output. Do you get it, Anjana?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The output means this Excel sheet. So you have to save. My recommendation is, again, it will be saved in a format, but you ensure that you save it as, again, you go to your folder and you save it as the Excel sheet in the Excel format. Okay. So this is one part of the analysis.
Ma'am, why can't we go for that cluster analysis thing? Like, why are we putting no for
See,
that?
what happened? Yeah. So next, what I want to do now is on this same this thing, right? So I'll go back to the software. Now there is something very interesting which is available out here. What you have to do is, if you look at this option of data entry, next to it, there is a button which says results, right? So if you click on the results, you are getting the graphs. So you have the option. Now supposing I want length or height for age graph overall. Now this green line which is there, it is a line for, which is a normal WHO reference standards. This is the reference growth chart for the WHO reference 2007. And the red curve which is there is your growth, the curve which is there for the children who are there in your sample. So you can use these curves in your result section and you can describe them. You can clearly see that there is a shift to the left. The entire curve has shifted to the left, and then looking at these Z values, you can make your interpretations. Similarly, you can do for BMI for age. This is the curve for BMI for age. This is green is reference and all the children in your sample are depicted in the red curve. You go to the graph, you have options. You say sex, BMI for age. So you get separate curves for girls and for boys, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you have by sex. Now, if you go by cluster, that is 10 schools, you get those values. Right now, I don't know how useful this is. These are better depicted, I think, in a table. Or you can get the same thing for age. But I found the ones which are comparing to the normal curve to be very impressive, and those can be used and described in your results section. So I think this much you should be able to do if you have the data. So if you all have any questions, you can ask me. I'll just stop sharing, or I'll just keep it if you want to, if you want me to do, show you something else. So I'll just stop this.
Hello, ma'am.
Recording, I'll just stop the recording.